Brandon, start the show.
Well, I'm not going to eat, so.
Come on, start it.
Hey! That's it? Oh, I have to come up with another one?
Hold on. What the shit? Ronnie was supposed to
bus.
do the intro this time.
Oh, is that what I'm
Yeah,
supposed to do?
so
Okay.
this is supposed to be yours because Brandon did a
Gotcha.
good one last time.
Gotcha. I got to try to top it. All right. Hi, welcome to the Heyyy Show, where we are not experts. We are people here telling you people that try to escape triangles by just rolling through them as hard as you can, that you're doing it wrong, and we're going to teach you the right way in segments that Chad teaches. I don't teach shit.
We're going to talk you through it.
Chad will show you the
He'll
way.
talk you through it in his ASMR voice.
Yes.
And so you move.
See, that's way harder than you guys thought, right?
So you
like,
move
fuck.
really close to the mic, and then you talk about how you move the leg around, and that way you can get your head out, and then you go into side control. That's right.
Okay,
Everyone
that's the
sit in
show.
the awkwardness.
Have a good day.
Just sit in the
Chad,
awkwardness.
do you know that's a thing?
What?
People get off to that?
I don't think it's a
Getting off.
getting off to it thing. though.
Oh.
A lot of people are just finding
Oh, look at Ronnie's face! Yeah.
It's a kink.
What?
Capital K-I-N-K.
Yeah.
What?
That's a fetish.
I feel like we're on the wrong show.
No, that's a thing.
This is the show, Chad.
We're in, okay.
Hey,
Well,
Chad, if you're
we
sexually
got
Do we
seven
need to
new
start
viewers.
over?
Chad, if you're sexually repressed, that's on you, man.
Do we need to start
Whoa.
over?
All
Love
right,
you, honey.
we're doing. So you just
Honey, talk
heard
again.
our ADCC reaction that we argued for 5 minutes on how to do. So we eventually figured that out. We got it, and it's there for you right now. So now we are going on to mailbag. This is the. Did you, Brandon, Ronnie? Did you know Chad contributed to
And
this? Like he did
I've seen
content
those.
for this.
I
Excellent.
did.
So I'm very excited because he'll have all of his answers stocked in the can.
Yep, they're
Who's
ready
Chad?
to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All right.
He's the guy that just moves forward and loves the color purple.
Resistance.
Plow through
Just
it.
plows through it. Okay. What is the worst athlete to start BJJ?
Brandon Wells.
It's not far off.
We are talking about types of athletes.
Brandon Wells.
The Brandon Wells.
So
type.
volleyball player.
But who's a world champion?
Brandon Wells. The worst body type for BJJ?
No. Type of athlete.
Yep.
So like if
Like from a different sport?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So my pick would be basketball, because most basketball players are going to be long and lanky, but not like a lot of strength behind it.
you mean like where they'd also have to like do high intensity, low intensity, 1 minute like sprinting and then not sprinting and then like
well, I'm not saying that their cardio will be bad. I'm just saying their leg lock fodder.
I don't know. I think
I
basketball.
got a
would-
better answer.
What?
Darts.
Okay.
They're accurate.
That wins.
maybe.
No, we lost. No, we
so
lost.
I will say
Wait, we're not done.
we'll say America sports.
I think they play darts in America.
They do.
No. Not like
I know
the
a
not
lot of
like
guys
the
that play
British
darts.
people play them or Irish. They're no.
Okay.
Like we don't have chance.
Does it have to have a sports ball involved? Is that what
Who's-
we're saying?
League
Who's
of
the guy
Legends
that-
players.
Rides a horse.
Polo.
Cowboy.
No, like horse racing.
Tonto.
I mean,
He
The
jumped
little
on
guys
it.
that ride those jockeys.
they would be great roosters
Why? They
'Cause they're
don't ever
small.
run.
because they're small.
They don't have any cardio. They don't do anything.
But they're
They
rooster
sit on a
weights.
horse.
They're really little.
That's just mean.
You're the one who brought it up.
I'm just saying they're not good athletes.
Man,
That's just me.
you guys have butchered. I thought actually you would engage this one. No, no engagement. Ronnie,
engagement.
that was it.
Croquet.
Basketball, that was it.
trying to think about sports.
That's the problem.
I mean, I
It's
think
not-
I think all the main sports. I don't think there's going to be any
Wait, there's
deficiency.
another
you're gonna
sport
have.
besides jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, that's our problem. We don't know any other sports besides
We have
martial
to let's
sports.
first.
See,
let's
this
do it
is
this
what.
way.
Oh, stop, real quick. This is why I can't put any fun questions in this. I was gonna put what's the best job in sports, and then I knew that was just gonna be a disaster because the answer is bullpen catcher. That's the best answer right there.
What's a
Relief
bullpen?
pitcher's pretty up there.
Oh, closer. Yeah, that's one. You get to come out with horns.
Let's
and
start
stuff like that.
over.
Okay, let's restart.
Okay.
The whole episode.
Everyone, calm down.
Mailbag.
Welcome to the Heyyy Show. All right. So, anyways,
What
you need to give 3 choices or 4, right? So we
That's
got
not-
baseball, basketball,
That's not
football.
Fun. That's not fun.
But we need to pick why that athlete would be better
Okay.
in jiu-jitsu. And then we have less choices than
Let's
all
see.
sports in the world.
Okay, I'll reword Chad's deflecting and saying that the question's shitty. Okay,
I didn't
so
say it's shitty.
give me
I
one
just said
second.
it's too much.
What is the
options.
worst?
Instruction.
What is the worst athlete from a sport that is American based and that has played at a collegiate level
For jiu-jitsu, I mean, honestly, I don't
to
necessarily.
start jiu-jitsu? Yes.
I don't necessarily know that any of them has a deficiency. I think a lot of that's just going to come down to your personal kind of attributes, like how tall are you specifically, how heavy are you, how in shape are you.
But certain sports have to have certain.
Well, that's yeah.
Well, I
but
mean, basketball players are going to be the tallest. Volleyball players are pretty tall typically.
this is a bad example,
But-
but baseball. A lot of baseball players
There's
are
a lot of variance in
are
baseball.
left-hand. Yeah, so left-handed, you can't be like an infielder unless you're a first baseman.
Right.
That would be like the example.
Right.
So like basketball, there's a bit of a variant. There's not a lot of sub 6 foot people
Yeah, it's
Right.
pretty minimal.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're knowing that basketball, you're gonna be, you're gonna be over that 6 foot range. So Ronnie picked basketball, and that was good. Chad engaged.
What are you looking at? He said you engaged. He's proud of you.
Yeah. So
You got
Brandon
that.
or
You got
Chad?
Go Chad.
do you have another sport that's
That I think
collegiate
would be the worst.
in
right?
America?
I mean, try not to do something stupid and obscure. I would say almost maybe even something like swimming or diving. Something like that, probably. Diving, I would say.
Okay. Because, like, let's be honest, we're looking for sports that have athleticism
Mhm.
and has, would you say toughness?
Yeah.
There's a degree of toughness. Like, baseball players' toughness is way different than a football player's toughness. We
Right.
can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, swimming, just going to go ahead and go on a limb and say that
There's not a lot of toughness involved.
Chad will not like this comment. The more that you play and the more that you are around water in a sport, they have linked it to toughness, basically, and money.
What do you mean?
The more money you have, the more likely you're going to play a sport that has to deal with water.
Why would I like that?
I didn't mean it in any way. I just meant that,
I
like,
think I'm Caucasian.
Jesus.
what the hell?
Hey, you use that
You're
line like
wrong.
once every couple
What are
episodes.
you talking about? No, I'm just saying that.
I get to play it one day.
No, I was talking that you used to be a rich kid. That was it. That
Oh
was
my,
it.
oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
God! What? I was never rich. Prove it.
So,
not at my
if
dad's
you,
dealership.
but they've
So I
actually
can throw-
done,
so
they've
I can-
actually done studies that the Winter Olympics, which all includes water.
Does?
Oh my God.
Snow is frozen water.
What?
No.
That
Just in case.
that
you
is the
didn't know.
most. That is the least diversity in.
Look, if
in-
I was rich, I for sure am not going in the snow.
But most of them do. You know that, right? That's like
Oh,
a
that-
thing. Rich people go to
That
ski
sounds
lodges.
stupid.
So then we have to go into is it, whatever. So God, that's a long way to go. I think Brandon's choice is very good.
Yeah.
Even though they're world class athletes, so there's gonna be one swimmer that's like, this is bullshit. I'm a swimmer now. Now I'm a great jiu-jitsu athlete. But they're great. Their gas tanks must be
For
amazing.
sure, they've got a phenomenal
Their lung
stamina.
capacity must
So
be
I think
amazing.
dart
But it also
Players-
doesn't involve hand-eye coordination
Hey.
or anything,
Oh
really.
wow! That's
Hey,
actually-
Chad's got a joke.
Hey.
So we're gonna go
I
right-
personally think dart players will make good athletes
Cool.
because they have to come up in bars and
We
they probably
fo-
bar fight.
We found
So
a
they're
new,
probably tough.
We found a new segment. It's piss off Michael. That's it.
That hasn't been the whole
So how to
podcast.
tell-
Yeah.
It was supposed to be piss off Chad, but we can't do that now. But okay,
Aha, I'm
Yeah.
invincible.
You've changed it. So we got two good
What movie
submissions,
is
and
that?
we went right back to darts. So
Goldeneye.
great.
Come
All right.
on. Best video
All
game
right.
ever.
What
Tell
doesn't
me all
a
you have.
belt? Why doesn't a belt require X, Y, and Z skill? I actually got this one off the internet, and I
What?
didn't think it was bad.
I'm confused.
So, like, why do we not have, like, when we do a testing for the blue belt, it's not like, okay, show me this move,
Oh.
okay, show me this move. Why is it that we don't do that?
So this person was coming from an academic background, if I remember correctly, from the site I was looking at, and they asked the question, why is there not actual requirements to a belt? Meaning, knowing certain amounts of knowledge.
To be honest, I feel like there are, and it's winning. You go out there, you win tournaments, you get the next belt. And that's kind of all there is to it to me.
Man, this is great that I'm always the person that gets to say, I'm not born in just pedago. But no, that's the exact opposite. Most schools are, you put your time in, you get your belt.
Right.
This is a deep rabbit hole because
That's why I picked it. It's mailbag.
Because here's the thing. On one end, yes, I agree. You win tournaments, you get your next
Well, maybe
belt.
not even just win, but go out there and prove that the techniques work.
Right. And I do. I mean, that's how I came up. That's how I got all my belts, is by competing and by... the sucky part is you could be just a freak athlete and win without any actual technique.
Right.
But there will
Especially
come a
at
point,
the
there will
kids
come
division.
a wall. You will eventually hit that wall, and then you'll know this is where I'm at, and to improve, this is where I have to get to.
100%, but that
And
doesn't
that's-
necessarily mean you're a blue, purple, or brown
Right.
belt.
But you have to
Just 'cause
fight
you hit
blue,
that wall.
purple, or brown belts
And
to get a challenge.
here's the other problem. Like, where are you competing? What's the division? Is it, unfortunately, it's like you could take a 16-man division and this person could win it. You could mix that division up and they could not even make past the first round the next time you mix it up.
Definitely.
So, unfortunately, it doesn't mean just because you win the division that you were the best in that division, or it means that you're the most talented, or you're the... Like, there's part of me that has thought it sucks because on one end, think about it like right now, right? In Pedigo in the beginning, to get your next belt, I mean, how many white belts are 6, 7, 8 years to get their blue belt because they didn't compete? Or how many, you compete, you get your blue belt in 1 year if you do well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't compete and it's 5 or 6 years. You could legit have the guy that's 5, 6 years be a white belt with the most techniques in the world that could go beat black belts at other schools. So when it comes down to it,
That was a humble brag.
huh?
You have that guy.
Well, if we're looking at making Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu professional, and that's the hard part because you'll never get the right balance. And I don't know what judo's like for their belts, if there's a certain set of things that you have to have, especially since it's in the Olympics. Like, let's say Jiu-Jitsu goes to the Olympics. How do you determine?
It won't until there's a universal rule set. I 100% guarantee you that.
So then for you to have that belt, you have to have this certain set. But the thing that sucks with Jiu-Jitsu, or it's cool with Jiu-Jitsu or whatever way you want to look at it, it's always evolving. It's always changing. It's always coming up with new things. It's always, you're adding wrestling, you're adding different guards, you're adding different lapel stuff. Like, so how could you necessarily, if this school says... It's like when one of our students went to another school and they said, well, if you're berimboloing, you're not a white belt.
Mm-hmm.
What school decides to teach what and what's... And that's such a broad...
Yeah.
Because I don't dislike the idea of having a certain accomplishments of
To get
knowing
it.
things.
I don't either, but like
especially
I said,
with kids class.
with kids, 100%, I think it's important.
I mean, there's a lot of kids and there's a lot of adults, I think, go to the next belt and they don't even know some of the basic shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, the tough part of
So-
it...
I have two really good responses to that. I can't say either one. So
Oh.
I'm just sitting here, just trying
Um,
not to get in trouble.
That's what the show's all about, is getting in trouble.
Get in trouble,
I
making
can't
friends.
can't talk around it. I don't know how to. I've tried really hard in my head just now.
The main thing is the biggest reason we can't have just you have to know these things to get your next belt is for the people that compete, right? Because if you are that freak athlete white belt and you keep competing at white belt, even though and you win all the time doing 2 or 3 moves, but you still don't know how to do basic stuff within guard. It's just that you're so good at wrestling. You have to move them up. Otherwise, no one's going to want to compete with you. And if no one wants to compete with you, then you have to go up to the next level to get some competition.
But is the belt, is it to denote you within your academy and your level of skill, or is it to denote this is the division you should compete in? Because I think there's a difference.
There
and
is a
I also
difference.
think that in like in food, I believe Fuji does this in Nogi, right? It's not like brown, purple, whatever
Yeah.
belt you are. It's
Right.
expert or novice, and
Right.
that's it, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
how they do it?
Yeah, beginner, novice, and expert.
Yeah, and that's
Hey,
it.
I
So-
just want you guys to know, this is going to do a drawback to episode 19. Derek just texted me and said he's just pulling my legs. So anybody that actually watches our show, that'll be a good little thing for you. But
Really?
yeah,
Who's?
literally,
Do any of you say
just
that?
pulling your legs.
Yeah, that was in my.
No,
was the thing.
no. Do you pulling your leg? Isn't it pulling your leg?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
leg.
just leg.
But that's what that.
But
scam
that guy
No,
said
no, I know the
legs.
callback.
Derek,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, now we've had 2 people say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it can't be a thing. It can't be a thing.
I think he pluralized it as in one of our legs each.
Oh,
I'm individually pulling each one of your legs.
Got it.
He's got 4
Okay,
hands.
I
This was
got
a-
it.
This is a cool diversion.
Wow,
So,
we're smart. We're good.
I understand what you're saying. The problem is what if the guy has 8 years wrestling coming into jiu-jitsu and the other guy's brand new?
Then you just
And they're going to know the same amount of jiu-jitsu over that year.
Then just put them at white belt and let them win everything.
Well, I understand, but we're talking
That's what most
about
schools
getting your
do.
next belt.
I just want to get my joke off, Chad.
I just think it's way too of a nuanced thing to put down a criteria for you do this, you get it. That's it.
No, I agree. You know, I definitely think it's so hard because are you a self-defense school? Are you a competition school? Clearly,
Yeah.
we're a competition school.
Also, it doesn't even really matter.
It
Like,
doesn't.
It doesn't
At
matter.
the end of the day,
at
none
all.
of
does
it
not.
fucking matters.
It
Like, I'm a purple belt, and I can get my ass beat by every white belt in the academy.
But the
Same.
question is, should there be a criteria, right?
yeah.
For
This guy
going
was
to a next belt.
That's also probably what watered down all the other martial arts initially. I'm sure they were badass and did this kind of same shit we're doing right now in karate 15, 30 years ago or whatever.
Right.
And then eventually someone was like, well, we got to make a structured criteria for someone to get a
I
yellow
actually
belt.
really
And
like
as
that
soon as that
comment.
happened,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
what
disagree.
that's where
Yeah.
it evolved to.
That's the McDojo style because it's like,
Because people don't want to go out there and work hard to compete and win and shit. They just want to get it.
No,
They
for
want to
sure.
know the shortest path from A to blue belt.
and go ahead.
We've had a lot of people come in and get keys, and then they never come back.
Yeah.
And I really believe it's because they can show somebody, oh, look, this is my jiu-jitsu gi.
Yeah,
I've trained jiu-jitsu before.
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if that's true, but now that I'm technically a business owner, I've seen it numerous times.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It for sure is,
the
because
right
I
thing.
used to think that when I first started doing jiu-jitsu, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing jiu-jitsu now. And I'd have
Yeah.
like my gi on my couch and someone would comment about it, like, yeah, that's because
Yeah.
I fucking do jiu-jitsu, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
and now I
That's
can
the show.
I knew
That's
that
the
was
day.
gonna, I knew that was going to end bad when Chad was just amazed by that comment. But
It's true.
But I mean, we kind of run into that now that Chad's got three or four different schools now. Where if I say, hey, I got a guy, I think he's ready for a stripe. That's something that we all kind of need to agree on.
Yeah.
You know, so we all was like, yeah, I don't know if he's ready yet. Maybe he needs.
I think
to
that's
work a
why I
little
had
bit
the
longer.
hardest time with this question. Because if
Yeah.
you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have just said, shut your mouth, go train, go compete.
Right.
You'll get your belt. I have a lot of, I don't even know. Like the math the other day was like, I'm looking over 350 students
Yeah.
between all the different schools.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people that aren't going to compete. And there's
Right.
people that aren't, they got families and they don't want to compete. And they do want to just be a hobbyist.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that's
how
fine.
do you, and that's
It's
fine. I'm
absolutely
trying to
fine.
figure out
How do you do that?
what that right balance
I think
and
it's
standard
just
is.
up to them, though.
the,
It's
on-
like-
the only thing I don't like, I guess I will say, I don't like the hobbyist who then wants a belt.
No, I mean, I don't.
I mean,
That's because we're competitors.
Yeah.
But look at the end of
Is
the day. It is 100%. It's because we were raised in the competition mindset, and we're okay with that. But let's look at Larry, the dad that works in the farm industry. He's never going to compete. There's no way that he has any chance of competing. He's got 3 kids. They might compete, but he's like 50-something years old or whatever, let's say.
Well, then, if he wants to get his blue belt and
I
you think
mean-
he's ready for it, then what's it matter if he gets it? If he's not going to go compete, then it doesn't even matter.
No, but it comes down to how do we make it fair across the board between competitors and people that have a lot of crap in their
There's
life.
never
that-
going to be a fairness
Right.
between
No,
a
there's
60-year-old man and a 20-year-old
Correct.
wrestler. There's
Right.
never going to be.
But
Right.
how do you create where it all seems the right way?
I think
Because
it's
that's
like
what
a-
I'm running right now. That's literally what I'm running into right now. I have people in Terre Haute that they're not going to compete. I have people in Effingham.
Can I rephrase then how I said that? If you don't want to do an IBJJF or ADCC or something big, get it. I get it. If you don't want to go to Bloomington and do a local tournament and you're complaining about not getting your belt.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the question is
That
are
one I
complaining or
don't.
not
That,
complaining.
that one no.
'Cause I don't
I'm
think-
talking about the complainers. I'm saying
Yeah.
the people that are like, well,
Make those
someone-
guys do middle matches.
Yeah,
Then.
someone started after me, and they got their blue belt. Why am I not getting mine? And to me, I'm like,
I guess that makes a difference too, because I don't think Larry or some of these people would even complain. I don't think they would
That's-
spin. I don't
That's
think
the
would say
difference.
anything. But at
But
the
you
end
know
of the
he wants
day,
the blue belt.
but at the end of the day, it's like, man, he's been here 5 years. He's been here 4 years.
Yeah.
It's
I get
you
that
know,
one.
like-
I get that one. Like there's
Yeah.
there, you know, like the other day, one of the people at our school, you know, he was hauling concrete that day.
I mean, if
like,
it's
all
Toby,
day.
that
I don't like to use names. That's
Yeah,
why
we
I said
shouldn't
somebody
use
from
names.
our school. Yeah, but no, I'm
but he
saying
doesn't train with us.
that.
Talk about Toby Maguire.
No, I'm talking about.
He's talking about Spider.
So funny that I was talking not about him. I was talking about Dutch.
Yeah.
Dutch is a contractor.
Yeah, he's a good
He's a very. I think he rolls fine with everyone.
Well, and he's good to the academy.
Yeah, and
his personality's good.
He literally just said, he's like, I was hauling concrete all day and my neck hurts. I can't
Yeah.
train. And to me, that's different than someone else who's a white belt and they're like, oh, I've done this for 2 years now. Where's my white belt? Or where's my blue belt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, okay, well, go compete if that's a
Yeah,
big
but
deal.
like that kid that's asking that, if you put him out there in a middle match, I mean, I think you just observe him, and if you think he's doing stuff that seems like he's a blue belt,
I actually don't disagree
I
with
feel
you.
like it's just a
Yeah,
council.
it's not a
kind
bad
of thing.
idea.
Like you just have a Luke council.
And
you
the other
work
thing
out.
is- too-
Brandon, you always bring up really good points. In my opinion, I think that's a great point.
No, I mean that's for sure. And the other thing too is like, to me, it doesn't necessarily mean just what you know or what you can do on the mats. What are you doing for your academy?
Right.
What are you doing
That's a
for
good
others
point.
around
Yeah,
you?
I
You
feel
know,
you.
like I think that really matters. You know, are you helping the association or the sport somehow grow? Are you just showing up, clocking your time card in for the class, and walking out? You know, I mean, because we have some of those people, and nothing against them. But like to me, people like Dutch, you know, if he's in there helping students get better and he's adding a little extra time and being around a little extra, like that really matters, I think.
We were gonna have to shut down for 3 days because we've already went a God.
Chad paid
We've
for our
Chad
Yeah.
paid for our ADCC
You're
trip,
welcome.
and we're back, and we know that Gordon Ryan at the end just started slapping the shit out of Andre. But anyways,
Just ran off in the night with a deer.
DQ.
Yeah.
but what Dutch, I was not expecting an answer. I was just like, hey, if you have time, is there any way you consider this? He's like, oh yeah, I'll pick up 3 days.
Yeah.
Kids and adult. He doesn't have a kid that even does kids. But
Yeah.
I mean, he has a kid
We
that
should
was
think about
trained.
striping him.
I think good we're having this on live on there. That she just got promoted. All right. So, anyways, what I'm saying is that like, yeah, 100%. That guy's different than somebody who comes in and complains about a belt and they've done it for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is
So-
don't complain.
So is earning the belt based on your personal like knowledge level or is it based
Beautiful
on
nails.
or is it based on
I
your
know. I keep looking at his nails
competitive-
Two weeks later, you
He's
still
gonna-
have the nails.
No, do my hands. Yeah.
Well, good job,
Well,
Michael.
But what do you think someone earns it on based on their own like knowledge and how much they can demonstrate or on how well they've competed? Which
Can
earns
I-
it for them?
Can I say from my perspective, what I would always want it to be is what you contribute to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me, like I hate to turn this.
What if
into
some
mean.
guy doesn't contribute shit to the team and he shows up and wins every single tournament?
I think that's why it comes
Well,
down to
unfortunately,
it again.
that's still-
contributing to the team.
It's still contributing team because he's competing under your name.
Okay,
So
Like-
that's fair.
I always tell people this, and I'm not being mean, but I'm not a competitor. I don't have anything inside of me to be a
I mean,
competitor.
I've watched you compete. I've watched you win.
I know that's my
It's
point.
one of my favorite wins I'll ever.
My point is
Remember.
that I still go out there and do it. I don't want to do it.
At the end of the day, none of us were competitors.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Like,
for real. Brandon was not a competitor when he started. Ronnie was not a competitor.
still not.
But
I
what-
still struggle.
but my thing
On
is,
any given day, we can do
But
very, very good.
I want to be very
I
clear. Ronnie and Brandon's won stuff.
yeah, but
I've
how
won-
many things did they lose in the beginning? The
No,
same where
but-
you're starting.
No. I'm saying that I'm not a competitor. Like I don't want to. I don't like to. But I know that that's
Hey,
what I
preaching
have.
to the choir there.
But that's what I have to do to progress and help
Right.
my daughter. That's it.
Well, I was going to say also, when I first started, I didn't really want to compete either until I learned that I had to. to get
Yeah.
promoted. And then I was like, okay, well then I will.
And that's the same for me. I did not. I mean, competing was the scariest thing in the world to
It
me.
was just the furthest
I
thing
mean,
from
Ronnie
my
was there when I first started. Like, I didn't. I mean, it wasn't like, look, guys, I'm the badass, most athletic guy in the world. I want to compete. I just didn't know what else to do to figure out how to get
Yeah.
us to a different level.
Yeah.
But that's my point. My point is we're doing things we don't want to be. We're
Right,
being
and I think that's
uncomfortable.
what jiu-jitsu's about.
And I think that's what jiu-jitsu is about. And I
And
think
what
it's
competing's
contributing to your team. Like, I think it's a big deal when someone like me
But I also
competes.
think that's why our school, or schools like ours, typically have tougher students and people that do better than the schools that just have a curriculum that you follow to go to the next belt.
I'll never forget that, and this is not because I lost, so definitely not a humble brag. When last year at Pans, when I saw my two teammates go out, there was three of us in one bracket, and I literally watched them lose, and then I was like, oh shit, it's just me. And I really tried as hard as I could. Like, I never thought I'd be that person, but I was like, no, I have to win this match and podium. So one PSF person podium. We had three people. We can't all three lose.
Dude, I remember thinking that at Worlds.
And I tried so hard, and I still lost. But I was just saying, like, that was the match where I was like,
I think here's the problem
this
with
guy
the
can put me
curriculum
out.
to jiu-jitsu. You know, you can have that stuff with, I guess what you'd say, maybe like a science-based thing, right? Like, this is the only scenario, so this is why you have to have that. With jiu-jitsu, I don't think people realize how much mental
Yeah.
really goes into it, that there's not really a curriculum that you can teach that.
Right.
You can have somebody know every move in the game, but if they don't have the right mental stability to execute it,
Yeah.
I
then
can think
none
of
of the
somebody
technique
in
matters.
Effingham like that right now.
Yeah.
what's the name?
I'm not saying.
But no, yeah, I agree. But we
We
need
don't
to
say
move
names
on
on this
because
show.
we went long on that question.
Yeah.
So,
I knew that one would go long though.
Yeah.
I just don't think
I
there's
never heard
any
that
way
before.
to make a structured curriculum
No.
and maintain the, like, I don't know what word to use, but
Tenacity.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
The curriculum actually is the right word because curriculum implies that you're building on something to achieve something, and then you're going to get a result from it. That's actually the best word. But yeah, I don't know. We call ours what we want to do is a Bible,
Yeah.
but Chad says there's only one Bible. And then we got into the whole thing about that. But anyways, all right. Is stalling disrespectful? That's an actual question from an actual competitor.
No. It's part of the game to me.
Yeah.
It's-
No, this is like he actually had a scenario.
That's like
Right.
saying,
Where-
you know, holding the ball in football and taking a knee to
That's
run the
my
clock
exact.
down.
That was
you know?
my exact example.
It's gamesmanship. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
the game.
Is stalling the guy said that he was rolling with upper belt and he scored points on him.
The
And
upper
then-
belt scored points in this
No,
guy.
the guy, the
Oh,
lower
okay.
belt scored the points on the higher belt. So he kind of just stalled out because he was just excited, like, oh, this is like a
Oh,
win.
the lower belts?
Yeah, because
That's awesome.
yeah.
I was, but I
Should
was
be
like,
on that upper
to
guy
me-
to beat him.
to me, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, like then you feel like, oh, I accomplished something. I'm getting ready for a competition or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
that's a strategy. And he said the guy freaked out and was like, that's disrespectful. God, I can't believe I'm teeing Chad up for this.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. Blah 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 blah. Don't say what you're gonna say because it's gonna come up later because you wrote some of these questions. But he's asking like in that way is stalling disrespectful? Like in class, you're rolling with someone.
How can
you
it be
get up?
disrespectful in class when there's nothing on the line and you guys are just training?
Man,
Like,
Brandon, you're bringing great
Yeah.
points today.
Nuts
Now
to
you're
me.
right. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, there's both segments, I guess.
Right.
One, are you getting ready for a tournament? You should be pushing yourself the whole time. Who cares about stalling? Who cares about
yeah,
points?
but if it's
you
some
can't.
3-month
I know.
white belt,
I know.
like-
But I'm just saying, like, on one end, if you want to push yourself harder, who cares if you're winning that match for a set upper belt? You need to be pushing your limits, blah, 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 making sure that you're not doing that. But then on the other part, like, it's the game. It's part of the strategy. Like, I don't know how many times, especially at Masters,
that,
you know,
that you're stuck there.
that you have to be aware of that. I
Yeah.
would say, like, a huge portion
Yeah,
of when
it's
I
like
refed or when I coach that people aren't aware that they could just win the match and go to the next round and that they're wasting energy or they're taking too much risk. And, you know,
There's a
I
lot
mean,
of ego in there.
so to me, like, that's all part of anything, you have to know the rules. And if you're not knowing the rules and knowing how to do those little things, you're probably not going to be a world champion or a champion in any sport. I mean, I think every sport has the little BS things that you can do
Yeah.
to win it. And people can say, oh, it's cheap. Well,
It's in the rules.
it's in the same thing of saying, well, you know, if I bring a knife to a fight, well, if I bring a gun, if I bring a tank, like,
Yeah.
of course there's always going to be the next thing. But at the end of the day, like, it's the rules, and everyone's going to figure out how to exploit them, and that's just how.
Yeah, and if you change that rule, there's going to be a new expert.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I mean,
matter. It's just that's
It's
just
kind
how
of what we were talking
winners
about the other day,
think.
that if they allowed slamming in all things, right? And some people would say that's bullshit, no. But at the same time, like, people would evolve and just not let you pick them up.
Yeah.
So then it would
become
eliminate,
different.
you know,
I mean,
like, clearly.
We did that with Sun Yun.
I
She
mean-
kept getting slammed in tournaments because kids are reckless, and we were just like, if they pick you up, stand up.
Yeah, just make sure that you are aware that if they're going to post a knee, that they're probably going to stand up and you're going to go to a spider guard or open guard. And then you don't get slammed. Like, no matter what rule you change, it's going to evolve and it's going to create a different process. So,
I agree.
Man, I never thought about that.
what?
That if you're in closed guard and someone puts the knee in the middle, just go to spider guard. I never thought about that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, bud.
When you
Just had an epiphany.
when you have a careless white belt, how do you address it?
Beat the shit out of them.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's
like
the
how
Pedigo way
careless.
for sure. That is 100% our way. We've proven that a lot.
The
I'm glad that didn't pick that up. Fantastic.
You don't know.
the careless.
He amplifies the audio 700%.
Yeah. No, seriously, like that was the question, because this was a gym owner that I think he wasn't a black belt or nothing. He said he's had some random guy come in who was like a good wrestler, and he's just picking people up and slamming them and stuff like that.
Well, they just have to know the rules.
I gotta be honest,
What-
that's something I'm most afraid of if I ever do open academy, is being like this 145, 50-pound little guy, and then some 220-pound fucking college wrestler comes in and is just like beating everybody's ass, and he beats my ass, and then it's
And
like,
I get
how
it.
do you handle that?
Like, when I started my academy, I mean, Ronnie, you know, we had Levi.
Yeah, he's huge.
400 pounds.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you're opening a gym, I completely support it. I don't give a shit what belt you are. Depending on the belt and the knowledge, you better decide to put a lot of time into it if you are a white belt like when I started. But if you're not willing to talk to your students and communicate to them on a reasonable level, you shouldn't open a gym.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes
You know,
down to. You're right.
if
It's
if
just-
you can't walk over to someone and say, dude, you're 300
Yeah,
pounds,
what are
you're
you doing?
200 pounds, I'm 140, okay, and have enough, whatever you want to call it, to just be realistic with yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem is you open a gym or you become an instructor and you're like, I'm this guy and you're this guy, okay? Instead of understanding that really this is this guy and this is you.
yeah, they're
Okay.
paying you.
I work for you.
Yeah.
You don't work for me, okay? So, and I think that's the biggest problem with instructors. I don't have a problem telling my students, look, dude, I'm 40 years old, you're 20 years old. You're an incredible wrestler. I love what you're doing, but let's focus it somewhere else so injuries stop. Or your wrestling's great, people are getting hurt. Let's add this and work better at this so that you get a better, well-rounded game.
Right.
And I think just being honest with your students, if they're not willing to understand that and see that logic, then fuck them, and they don't need to be in that academy anyways.
I think people can see jiu-jitsu from multiple different perspectives too. It's like some people come in, they want it to be a sport. Some people come in, they just want to learn and it be a hobby. And some people come in because they think it's like, I'm going to go in there and fight people.
Yeah.
Like, I just think there's a lot of different mentalities.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I think as an instructor, you should be able to have a conversation with all your students, not like you're above them or anything, but like your
Yeah.
teammates.
I think
Just
that's
love
And it should make common sense, you know? I mean, clearly, you know, a 300-pound person shouldn't be getting slammed and crushed, or a 300-pound person shouldn't be slamming and crushing a 120-pound, you know, person.
That's what you tell me to do all the time.
I mean, but but you know, I think that a lot of these problems, if you just removed your ego and you just were like realistic with people, then
It's like
unless
the
they were just
hardest thing to
complete
get people to
asshole
do.
douchebags, which then
Yeah.
who cares about them anyways?
And then we beat the shit out of them.
I mean,
That's what, at the end of the day, then you just find people to beat the shit out of them.
yeah.
You bring in your enforcers.
Yep. All right. If you were going to be a real Jedi, like under the
Shit.
terms of light and dark, you as a person,
That's a good question.
which side would you fall to and why? That's definitely how I word things. So yes.
To me,
Right.
I,
But hold on,
I took it.
Oh,
you
Hold on.
have to be honest.
Now
you
now
can't
he's
favor. Like, think about you as a human.
telling- I'll go first. I'll be dark
I mean,
for sure.
I personally don't think you make the choice.
right?
It just happens.
And I'm saying, as you right now, if you're thinking about you as a human being,
I can give you reasons
okay?
because I
For
don't
you-
believe because I don't believe in half measures ever.
Okay. Go
I
on.
believe everything in life, all evils of life can be basically half measures. When you take care of problems and you do it halfway, it's never going to be a good intent. And that sounds like absolutism, which is what? Dark.
Right.
Yep.
Which they say Jedi's work in absolutes too sometimes, even though they say they don't.
Yes. But no, I definitely would be further dark for sure. And I fear death and things like that.
And which Sith would you be?
Well, I am
Darth
not.
Michael?
I am not a Jedi. Like, if you want to like comic books, go right ahead. The one that I've read the most about that I assume is sympathetic is what was Raven.
Raven?
Yeah, that's the one I would think of.
I
I
wish
don't know.
Keanu Reeves would play him.
Okay, this is okay.
Revan was from
he's
Knights of the
earning
Old
his
Republic,
own
right?
question.
Yeah, isn't he like he was like somewhat honorable, but like he like
But he didn't really pick a side. He was his own person.
is that what it is?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's why I would because I just do whatever the hell I wanted.
Yeah. He's almost like a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
Jedi,
that's what I'd do.
So
which is
you're
kind of cool.
in Dungeons and Dragons terms, so I can be a part
Chaotic
of this.
good.
Chaotic. And I think he's more chaotic neutral.
This guy sounds like it.
Yeah.
I was saying for me.
Oh,
it'd be
gotcha.
chaotic
Who are
good.
you going to be?
I would be on the light side.
You
for
definitely
sure.
would
Why?
be. I was right. So I didn't
For
call
sure.
bullshit.
Well, because like I would like. There's very rarely a time like in talking if we're just saying jiu-jitsu. There's very rarely a time where I go with someone and I'm like, you know what, fuck this guy, I'm gonna go hard.
So if Kaylin was dying,
Oh my god.
Okay.
What does that have to do with
would
jiu-jitsu?
would you be happy for that? Or would you want to figure out how to save her?
This really took
I
a
would
fucking
wonder-
turn quick, man.
And how in jiu-jitsu am I gonna save her?
We're not in
Flying
jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't. I was
You're
in jiu-jitsu.
dark
here.
side or light side.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I don't, like, part of me, like, I want to be a light side because I think light side's cool, blah, 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 blah. But, like, would you be dark or light if you were living in that world, right? And you
Yeah.
have to think about it from your life. Like,
Dude,
would you, because think about it, like, in the movie, when Padme's dying, right? And Anakin wants to save her. Is that the right or wrong thing, technically? And I know he's being tricked, but at the same time, like, if your significant other was dying, would you be like, it's a blessing to the Force, and that she'll be...
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
First
then
of
yeah,
all,
no. I didn't know that
He was
was a
presented
thing.
with either let her die
Yeah,
or
yeah.
go murder all these children and come back to me and I'll teach you how to maybe make her live.
That's right.
Right.
So it wasn't like, do
But
there's
you
a
this.
couldn't
chance.
see that.
Yeah.
This, I could tell you this. So, in Shang-Chi, the Mandarin to me is not a bad guy. That's how I'll always believe.
Okay.
I believe everything's gray in life. I believe that the entire world, every choice we make is gray. There is a benefit and there's a negative. So there's no way I could be a Jedi. Because that's not what the Jedis believe. The Jedis believe that you should always do the right thing and things like that and blah, blah, blah.
So you're dark. You're light.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you would be light because
I would
you
think so.
generally
Right.
believe the best in people and shit
Yeah.
like that.
I think I'm like, if this is the border between light and dark, I'm like over here on the light side. Like
Yeah.
not quite full light.
So you're a mace.
Yeah.
Neutral good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can understand it.
Yeah.
Chaotic good, neutral good, somewhere around
Somewhere
I
there.
feel like
Chad?
I feel like
I think I
would be
know the
Anakin.
answer. Yeah, there we
The
go.
chosen one, of course you would. Chad, you were supposed to bring balance to the force, not destroy it.
So what's the next question?
Brandon, you get the gold star for today, man. You're killing it, dude. If you had to defend out of one sub like EBI and be most confident, what sub would that be? Chad, that is an excellent question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could
mine.
pick Chad's.
Oh, okay. That's a fun game. Let's do that.
What?
I think
you
I
not
could pick the
understand your own
submission you're most
question?
confident to escape.
What is it?
The triangle. And for me, I would have to go with the armbar. I feel pretty confident getting out of arm bars. It's been a while.
From
since-
where though?
Well, it's EBI, so you'd have to. He
Yeah,
would have
starting
to
in the
give.
spider web
Yeah,
position. Or
he would have
whatever,
to
right?
get. He'd have to
Here.
tell his position.
And the triangle starting where? Arm across, arm in the hip.
I would imagine, yeah.
You are 1 second away from going out.
He's got it fully locked in.
Been there a few times.
All right, Brandon picked spider web armbar. Chad. Because everyone always complains I never go to Brandon first.
Do they?
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
I hear feedback.
I
It
think
sucks.
triangle's probably the most fun element to try to. I mean, it's being in a front headlock. I mean, I feel like I'm decent at getting out of a lot of different things. I'm just trying to think of like what positions. Like, think about if you had the new EBI and you had like 6 different positions instead of 2 you could pick. That was what I was trying to think with that question.
So Chad's good at everything. Ronnie, go ahead.
I'm the
Triangles.
most confident in getting out of buggy chokes.
There you go.
Are you in? You're starting the buggy choke.
Yeah, someone has me in the buggy choke, started in, I'll get out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have yet to be tapped.
Is it
on
because
one
of my
those.
last episode where I made the instructional?
No, I just slam them. I'll take the DQ.
Rather than the embarrassment.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Wait a minute, does that make me on the dark side? Shit.
So
You just got some
yeah.
points.
But so let me get this straight. You wrote that question because you want to expand EBI rules.
Well, not.
No,
Not
I
necessarily.
found that interesting. I really
I'm
I
not
really
a huge
was.
EBI fan.
No,
but
it's
like,
horrible.
I don't know if it's horrible. I think
At
it's
the
still
same
entertaining.
time,
Terrible.
I just
I
think
don't know.
those
I think
two
the back
choices.
finals are pretty entertaining.
I think the 2 choices just kind of suck.
Okay, the back's great, but if you can't go to mount and that still count, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
That you're going to another
It-
dominant position.
It definitely doesn't work like perfectly. I just
I
think
don't
it's kind
think
of
that there's
entertaining.
any way you can determine an actual like this guy is a world champion or he's an ADCC
through that series or that
through that
format.
format.
Yeah.
I told you,
But
my
I think it's a good format for a practice tournament, kind of like we're trying to do with the King of the Mat Kids thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you wanted to get good at competing, that's a cool thing to have to pick different elements and see how you're doing.
It
That
just
would put you-
sucks to like have someone be given that dominant position. But that's what makes it exciting.
It
And
takes-
that's why they do it.
it's anti-ADCC too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Taking out
saying there's
all
elements that
stand-up.
I think are really good. I just don't see it as the guy should get $50,000 for.
I say
mean-
the more money for more tournaments the
Right,
better.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, if I was gonna pick, I think winning an IBJJF Worlds at black belt is way more intensely hard than.
Well,
than
for sure.
I think though, if you did expand EBI, I think that would be interesting.
I mean, I think.
What if like you could do stand up and the person who gets the takedown?
Yeah, like that's what I was trying to say. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
get to pick
I
6
wanted to
different
go into
elements.
that. And
But
then
here's the
that
thing:
was-
imagine if you get to pick 6 different
mark
elements.
that shit down. We can go back to that.
It gets better.
Fix
Like, let's say
EBI.
we have a cage,
No, we
Yeah.
need to stop because we're gonna fix EBI.
but hold on.
Another segment.
Imagine 3 3-minute rounds, and you
Content.
flip a coin each time, and you have to pick the segment. How
What do
diverse
you
and
mean? The
unique.
segment, like the starting position?
Right, so you round 1, you flip a coin or you do whatever it is, and I pick takedowns because I'm a good wrestler. Second round, he gets it or something. You know,
Yeah.
you figure out, and each time it's a whole different segment of jiu-jitsu in that element,
Yeah.
and you're.
I tried that with kids class and it didn't work well, but
well,
I'm
it's
still
kids
trying
class.
to do it.
Kids class sucks.
I tried to do a Ready Player
No
One
offense to any parents
scenario
watching.
where I got to choose a new kid every time that person did something.
Do you know how many people
So
are probably
that-
going to watch this show and just make millions off her ideas?
0.
All
all right.
Just Gordon.
Okay.
All 6.
Next question. If you could teach anyone BJJ and hang out with them for a day, who and what would you teach? I had to change that question down a little bit because you lost me at the end.
I'm lost right now. If you could teach anyone and hang out with them for a
This
day.
is your question. You wrote it down.
Did I?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Anyways, so it's if you could teach anyone in the world and hang out with them for a day.
Yes.
I like that question.
I wonder why.
Do they have to be alive?
But hold on.
That's
There's
kinda
more
good.
to it. You wrote. Do you want to add that, or do you want to just do that first part?
I don't know. What did I add?
If you could teach anyone BJJ and hang out with them for a day, who and what would you teach? You're asking the question too. What would you teach them?
I don't think I meant that way. I think what would you do with them?
Okay, you did put that, and
Kiss
it was super weird how you put it, so that's why I was confused.
You
So,
know, like,
okay,
okay, you teach this person jiu-jitsu, whoever you want. I don't know if they could be alive or dead. That we'll figure that in a minute. But after you're done teaching them for an hour, what would you want to go do with them and why?
Gotcha.
Whether it's just go have dinner or go
so let's
maybe
rephrase the question. Who would you like to meet?
Yeah. Who would you like to meet? And then also they have to do jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah.
well, you just teach them jiu-jitsu for an hour.
Yes, they don't have to be good at it.
Gotcha.
Pretty sure this guy's dead already, but someone like Carl Sagan, I think, would be really cool to teach something to, then hang out with and have dinner and kind of have like a conversation with.
know who that is.
There you go. Carl Sagan.
And what are you're gonna have dinner with them and that's it?
Yeah, teach jiu-jitsu, and then have like a nice dinner conversation
dinner.
with him.
God, Brandon's way
Some nice
smarter than
restaurant,
us.
I think.
Carl Sagan is a American astronomer.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna talk to them about?
Astronomy.
What do you want to know?
Pinkberry.
He's just got a lot of really like in-depth kind of things I'm sure I could glean from him. I'm sure he'd have tons of stuff I'd want to
It's like one question you wanna
He's
ask.
a researcher of extraterrestrial life.
So you want to ask them if aliens are real?
Sure. I'd love to ask Carl Sagan.
Wow, University of Chicago too. Wow, so he is a smart guy.
See?
You ever seen that show, The Cosmos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Carl Sagan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
he,
that.
He made that show.
Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
he
know
made
that.
it, and then
I know the
Neil
one with
deGrasse Tyson.
Neil
Neil
deGrasse
deGrasse Tyson.
Tyson,
That's the
that's
only
it.
one I know.
Yeah,
And what do
that
you
was a
eat with them?
remake.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Cheese pizza.
Well, he's from.
You're invited, bud.
He is dead.
Yeah. I thought he died
Seattle,
recently.
Seattle, Washington. So he might like some sushi.
Okay.
There you go.
When did he die?
1996.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a deep pull.
See?
All right, we won't go to chat because he knows his answer. So Ronnie,
Oh, let's see. That's a tough one, man. There's
Chad's
so
answer
many
is Vin
people I
Diesel.
would.
Get out. You're fired.
what? Well, why is that silly? Hold on, why is that silly?
I don't know.
Because you love Fast and Furious.
You do.
I mean, can I hang out with Paul Walker?
Sure.
Well, you just wrote the thing and said no.
I
You
wonder
can't
where
do
his
that.
grave is.
All right.
All right, Ronnie.
Well,
Can I go sit by it?
since we're all just picked dead people, I'll just continue the dead people line, and
We didn't all pick dead people.
you just picked Paul Walker.
I mean, that was a hypothetical thing.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a
whole
real thing.
thing's
That's not my
hypothetical.
real answer.
That's not your real answer. All right, so I gotta pick someone.
Just pick whoever the hell you want.
Whoever the hell I want.
Ronald McDonald.
You're being very flippant of this question, and it was a question you wrote.
He is being very flippant.
You guys aren't taking my shit serious.
How were we not taking?
You picked Carl Sagan, the most
Who's a good
serious
pick?
person you could.
Yeah, I'm really struggling to pull someone. I'll just go with one that
Chael
I
Sonnen.
know.
Chael Sonnen's wife's really pretty.
All right, I'm gonna
Chelsea.
fill for you. Keanu
Thank you.
Reeves. That would be mine.
That's a good one.
Just
Why?
because he seems like a decent
He's
human
obviously
being.
into jiu-jitsu.
What are you gonna do after training?
I'm just gonna hang out with him, his flat apartment in New York, and just talk to him because he seems like a very knowledgeable.
He's in a
person.
What are
band.
you
We
gonna
could play
eat?
music together or something.
We'll eat sushi because he likes sushi. He's Japanese.
Is he?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
That was I.
That's why it wasn't racist that he did that samurai movie, the 47 or Ronin or something.
What about when Tom Cruise was the last samurai?
That is something we don't talk about.
He too is Japanese.
Yeah.
You know what? I got my
Now.
answer. Nick Offerman.
That'd be a good
Oh!
one. That's a
Nick
great
Offerman's
Yeah,
a good
that's a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
he's a
good one.
cool dude.
You're gonna go
he-
woodworking with him.
Yeah, we
afterwards, right?
will be
Yeah.
doing some woodworking.
He's
and
intellectual
making
enough, I
hamburgers.
think, to understand a lot of
God,
jiu-jitsu.
yes.
I think he'd
Yeah.
be fun.
What are you
That's a
gonna
good one.
Uh,
Build a
oh,
canoe.
canoe. Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Canoe is
oh,
my pull.
He might not like jiu-jitsu though because real men fight with their hands.
Okay, we'll do MMA then.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
punching.
That's okay.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll do MMA.
Chet.
You get one strike.
Yeah, one strike.
I think Mario Lopez.
Oh man,
Wow.
Dream come true, huh?
Dream come true.
I think it would be
You just
cool.
didn't get to hang out with them.
Yeah,
that's
you know,
true, I
like
guess.
I was gonna hope that maybe next summer we could figure out how to make that trip work again. I think like Zach or any other I think training with celebrities is cool.
Oh, you gotta say his real name.
Come on,
Real
man.
name.
Marple Gosler.
I didn't even know that.
You know,
Hey, I don't know.
You're
all this
endearing yourself to these people.
shit. Why
Zach
you
from
gotta
Saved
know
by
their
the
name?
What?
Hey, listen, I'm not a perfect human.
So Neo, I
But
picked Neo. You picked Cosmos.
I like the Keanu Reeves idea because I do think he's a really cool person.
I just saw the
But-
video recently when he got off a plane and there was a kid there, and
He
the
went to
kid.
someone's wedding that asked him.
You just cut me off in the middle. Like didn't even get to the point. Like I didn't even.
Go on.
No, it's fine. Now you have to look it up.
What? Go on.
All right.
Dead
next
air.
question.
That's
So,
All right.
you guys didn't even ask me what I was gonna do with him.
I think that's the first thing that came with
Obviously,
Ronnie's.
you're gonna
I think
kiss
that was
him,
the first
bud.
thing.
Right? We all know.
I think that was the first thing Ronnie said.
Yeah.
I think he said, "What would you
Yeah,
do
what
with
you guys
him?" And
gonna
then
do
you
with-
started talking about Zach from Saved by the Bell.
And then
Well,
we had to make fun of you for that.
yeah.
So go ahead. We'll move back.
Yeah,
instead.
sorry,
So after
apologize.
you met Zach from Saved by the Bell,
Go ahead.
Well, they train close together.
So-
But also, what's his name that's training now?
Kelly Kapowski.
No, he
Lisa
just
Turner.
won a tournament.
Oh,
Tom
Venom.
Hardy.
Tom
yeah.
Hardy.
You know
Venom.
what? Hey,
Peaky Blinder guys.
Yeah, Peaky Blinder.
I don't want anyone's identity to be out in the world. So I'm
Oh,
just trying to
gotcha.
keep their
Oh,
character
that's
form.
it. I
That's
gotcha.
right.
It's
Yeah.
all for
Uh,
anonymity.
Yeah.
I think I would like to follow Mario around like on a set. Just to learn how all this shit works so we could create more content.
I don't think that's gonna help you, bud. But
He
all
has
right.
his own show.
When you first started that sentence, I thought you were gonna say segue, like you're just gonna follow him around on the segue.
Well, we might. We're
And
trying to segue. I don't know.
And that would have been hilarious.
But I would like to understand
We
more for us to be better hosts. I think it would
Maybe
be,
pick like a production crew or something to shadow instead of the talent.
you know, I don't know. All right, next question.
Hold on. So Tina's like, "There's an emergency, and it's
Uh-oh.
the dumbest emergency." Not Tina. It's something else.
It's
I'll
crazy.
I'll
But
share
there's
with
an
you in a
emergency
moment.
right
Yeah.
now when we're technically
All right.
3 weeks in the future.
If you could eliminate technology,
One person from the show.
if you could,
I got a spec take out of you. That's all I needed.
if you could eliminate technology or only have certain technology, what and why?
That's the dumbest question ever. Did I come up with that?
Certain for sure. I mean, I want some technology 100% still.
Yeah, I could not. I mean, I could, but I would not be happy if I was all technology was gone.
Yeah.
It's just too ingrained into your life.
Well, you would have to go back to when you're a kid. So, 80s,
Yeah, but even when I was a kid, I
80s,
was playing video games
80s.
and stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 90s.
But think about it
yeah.
like this.
You would have, but you can't go further past that. Like even if like we went to the 50s, we would be like, what the fuck? Where's the video games? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we would be going nuts.
Right.
Right.
But we wouldn't even know. We only know because
It says if you could eliminate or only have certain tech, so we would know.
I understand, but it's like if you like think about it like this. Like think
Okay.
if we went 300 years ago and we never even knew all this existed. Do you think possibly that like our life would be more fun? Do you think technology has kind of ruined our lives essentially sometimes?
No.
Like I know it's made it better,
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I do not.
but like
No.
when I look at like the late 90s, I almost like video games better than I like them now.
Well, I'm Asian, so I can
That's
only
called
go to the
nostalgia,
60s,
Chad.
maybe, and then be fine. Because otherwise, I'm going to be on a railroad working and like being hung from a basket on a mountain.
Jesus.
Wow, that's cold.
No, it's history. It's
That's
called the
history.
Chinese Exclusion Act.
So what do you think our society would be like if we didn't have
Well, there's
social
a reason
media?
we evolved to this point, you know,
There would be.
because it made things
Technically,
better.
everything's great.
You may not be alive. You'd probably be dead by now if it wasn't for all the technology.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
parents definitely wouldn't have hooked up.
What about me? I have allergies. Like, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
Well, what about if there's no social media?
If we're just
Well-
taking out social media,
Well, but that's not how it's worded.
That's
it says
fine.
eliminate technology. So that means like we go back to like
Or certain technologies.
cowboys and shit.
Yeah, like what about no social media or?
Right? Who cares about social media?
Well, clearly it's.
Oh,
the
you mean
show.
eliminate
Get it out of
certain
here, bud.
things? Okay,
Yeah,
But you
like,
can't
What if there's no
eliminate-
cell phones?
but you can't eliminate social media.
What if there's only landline phones?
Then you would say you have to get rid of the internets.
There's more than one.
I do like the S on the end. It
I
just
know.
makes me laugh every time.
The internets.
The internets. The internets.
Yeah.
Go to the Facebook. and
The
watch
server
the
in
YouTube.
Chicago.
Like if you're honestly talking about like internet, like getting rid of that, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Nope. I'm out.
It'd be tough. I mean, like, just a little peek into.
Think about this. How would your town look if we eliminated Amazon?
So like
I,
1995.
Well, no, but you're still today. You're still growing. Just say we don't have Amazon. So
Can-
you have all your mom and pop shops. Say you don't have Walmart.
so I have a
What would
I have
what would
a-
your downtown?
I
What would
actu-
your civilization look
I have
like?
I have an actual answer to this question because my dad forever he droned on and on about it. My hometown, there was 2 towns that were going for a Walmart, and my hometown said no. Like all of the shop people got everyone to vote no. My town now is dying,
Right.
and the town that has the Walmart is fine.
Yeah.
So I never subscribed to this. If everyone went to the local grocery store, and
But here's the problem too. It's hard to calculate that. I understand what you're saying, because I agree. Clearly, the place that gets the better technology, the better
yeah,
options,
because you're just
is
going to
probably
drive
gonna
to that
drive.
place and go. Yeah,
I've
But
got-
what would that place be like if none of that existed, and you had to rely? Because right now, what sucks is clearly that other town can't survive because it can't fight with the cost of that
Correct.
Amazon. It can't fight with the cost of Walmart. So if that didn't exist, and it only came down to the idea of
Let's
these
go.
shops.
Let's keep going further back in time.
Yeah,
then.
holy
So
shit.
We're already
gunpowder
going
was a
back in town.
gunpowder was a technology too. So let's say the Chinese never invented gunpowder.
I mean, I actually think that if guns didn't exist, it would be interesting.
They're too. That's not what I'm saying though. They use gunpowder for like rockets and fireworks and
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
Like I'm just saying, if that's technology too. Like I don't think.
yeah. No, you're 100% right.
But it's just interesting to see what it would look like.
Not as good.
Because, I mean, I understand downtowns are going to die. Like, one downtown,
Light bulbs.
you know,
So
malls
no
are
light
going to
bulbs.
die. Like, well, I'm just saying certain technologies. If you remove, I'm not saying remove all
Well,
technologies.
that was the question, right?
It was
All
certain
or
technologies.
certain?
No, it
Sorry.
was certain
Oh, okay.
technologies.
I thought it was.
Hold
I
on.
thought it was
If
one
you
or
could
the other.
eliminate technology or only have certain technology,
Eliminate technology.
and what and why?
Or
I mean, if you eliminate all
certain.
technology, then we just basically live in huts and,
yeah, dirt.
yeah.
I mean, and then you can argue that a knife is a technology.
You could argue that a hut is a technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like,
We would not be here.
what
So
what
we're dead.
technologies?
No technology, we're dead. So that question's
Right. So bring it back to
certain.
certain. And man, the idea of taking like Amazon out, it's a
If you take Amazon out though, there's just gonna be someone else that's gonna do
Well,
it.
I'm just saying you can't have it.
You can't have home.
You can't have
package
Amazon.
delivery.
Yes.
yeah.
You
That,
can't
Anywhere.
have no Walmart, no Amazon. Everything is small town again.
Then the answer is
Yeah.
easy. No, it's way worse.
it's
Well,
it's it's
it's
tough.
That's
way
an interesting.
worse.
I miss some days going downtown and seeing all the different unique shops,
Yeah.
or going downtown and hanging out and having.
But what
you
are
know,
you? What are you? Here's my question. What are you eliminating?
I-
Because
This question's
Amazon
crazy.
because Amazon is basically Walmart, just special
Just online.
right.
and slightly better. But what I'm saying is that you can't say you're eliminating that because then you're eliminating Ford or Dodge or anything else.
kind
Every
of.
big business is gone. And guess what? That's never been a thing. There's always been big business.
Right.
Yeah. So what you'll get is you'll have these.
Or you would have no car sales online, only in person.
Even if we take that out, if we take out all that, you are wherever you live. There's only a certain amount of things you are going to be able to get. You will not be
shit,
able to
yeah,
get everything you
Yeah.
want.
What
Yeah.
about if I get bit
Yeah.
by a snake and there's no anti-venom and they can't ship it here or something? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if
Don't
we,
get bit by a snake.
yeah,
good advice.
or like,
I'm just wondering what life would be like.
Shittier.
whatever you would
That's just
have
because you want to
to,
stay in your apartment and play video games all day.
you would have
it's way
to
shittier.
adapt so hard.
But we also like this.
Okay,
is
what
a very
technology?
complicated question.
Yeah.
You're also talking about Neanderthals then win out life without technology.
Okay, what technology would you like that would make your life better?
Like
Everything
future-
right now.
Future? You mean future technology?
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
just so hard to
transporters?
say.
transporters would be cool.
Yeah, just walk in somewhere and then appear somewhere else.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
that'd be
that'd be
sick.
the fucking greatest thing ever.
Fuck yeah.
No internet delay at all.
Well, you do that, then I'm going to need a full-time jiu-jitsu job.
See?
The transportation industry will be gone.
Yeah.
That's the things that I'm looking at that we don't.
Whoa, no,
Well,
no,
it would
no,
have
no,
evolved
no,
over
no,
time,
no,
and
I'm not
maybe your
talking about
transportation
shipments.
industry.
Well, because
Yeah, but you can
shipments are
transport a
w-
human. Why can't you just transport a package?
Because those are different laws of like physics and
How?
stuff.
But it's not like you snap your fingers and then all of a sudden there's teleportation. It would be a gradual thing, and maybe your industry would
Yeah, you
evolve
can't
itself
transport-
to
here's-
teleport
at the end of the
packages
day,
or
his
people-
industry's
But
gone.
when they start working on
episode is like
teleporters,
4
they're going to
hours
start
long.
with
It's 1 hour
packaging.
long.
Cargo first.
Brandon's like,
Oh,
I'm ready to go
for
home
sure.
and play
'Cause
video
it's
games.
safer, right?
With my technology.
It's safer for me to send an apple from here to here than a human from here to here.
Yeah.
Because if the apple comes through and then they check the apple, okay, there's
You can
no
transport
gamma
one thing, you can
radiation, we're
transport
good
all
to go.
things. Now,
Man.
the size
You
of
ever
that
seen
thing might be
Spaceballs?
harder.
I cannot.
You might need a bigger transport.
No, we have somebody who can maybe answer this question.
Carl Sagan.
No, Dutch.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's
Call him up.
he's like a science nerd.
Science nerd.
You ever
Yeah.
seen Spaceballs?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
teleported
I'm-
his ass is
listen,
on backwards.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
gonna-
just a teleport.
I'm
That would
going.
be a package
I'm going to go
backwards.
out on a limb, and I'm going to say that if they were working on transporting technology, it would be people.
I would say it'd be material things before people.
I understand that they're going to do tests on that first, but you're talking about transporting large amounts of cargo.
Well, yes, I
That
agree
is
that
not, I don't think is
you're
going
going
to
to have
be
a
way
person
easier.
simulator that transports, or you're going to have a huge thing that has to transport, and I'm sure that there's some type of law.
This is- every billionaire
Wait.
is trying to get
Okay.
off this planet.
So why were there freighter ships in Star Trek then? Why weren't they just fucking
Boom.
beaming up all the?
Well, because you can't, the distance.
Woo!
Once you get close to it, you can.
When?
Once you get close to it, you can transport it off the planet. You just can't transport
want-
it across
There's
the
transported
galaxy.
freight. They
Yeah,
have
but that's just so that they can
transporters.
get to the other
I
starship.
win. Star Trek. Boom.
No,
Star
Star
They
Trek is
beam me
perfect.
up. Scotty,
Star
not
Trek.
beam up the technology and the cargo shit. There's a finite number of ability to transport that shit. I win. Okay, good. Next question.
This is like the golf thing. You don't win. That's still wrong. Go on.
What's the next question on our hour and 2 minute episode?
There's no way it's
technique
an
at the
hour
end
and
of
2
this.
minutes.
It's an hour and
An
2
hour and
minutes.
2 minutes.
If you could change and impact any industry and change the world and become super rich, but die at 45, would you? Who? I don't remember where I got this from.
This
Maybe
is
you
me.
read it. Oh, okay. So,
Uh-huh.
you want me to
No.
say it one more time?
No, I would not.
Yeah, no, this is the answer.
I'm perfectly happy being broke and,
And
stupid
normal.
and poor right
Yeah.
now. So
Me too. I like my family a lot. That's honestly.
I think I
No,
could
I
deal with
couldn't-
more
I
than
couldn't
10
deal with
more
being
years of
rich.
this. So,
What's that?
I couldn't deal with being rich.
I,
well, it's
Let's
9
be
more
honest.
years of being rich,
Hold on.
or the rest of my life being poor and normal.
But everyone that you
What-
love is taken care
why
of for
do you
life.
want to be rich though?
Yeah.
Really? I think happy's the word. Just be happy.
Well,
Rich,
being
no.
rich can be happy.
It can
It
be.
can be, but also it can be miserable.
I mean, think about it. Like at the end of the day, you don't have to worry anymore.
Well, but
Your
also,
family's family, your kids,
Yeah.
everyone's taken care of. You don't ever have to worry about for the rest of their life and their life and their life. They're all set, and they can live free. They can have nice houses.
but I'm
they can
trying to
go on
live my
trips.
life.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand your perspective.
that's if you can keep it contained.
I'm saying it's contained. That's
Like,
the thing.
you
You,
got-
die in 9 to 10 years,
Mhm.
but all of them are going to live very
But
good
you
lives,
can't
and
take
their
a-
kids are going to live lives.
You can't take away our good scenario and then you say that you have a good scenario. That's not that we can't do it that way.
Well, that's the whole problem with the question. Like, you either live to 100 years old and you're happy and it's a good life, but your family's still going to be struggling and they're going to still have troubles trying to
Maybe
figure
they'll
out.
do something cool.
But
and
maybe
become
they'll
rich.
do something.
But they're
great.
not.
Oh, okay. Well, there.
No
okay.
faith in the family.
You
I'm
would
just
not
saying,
be a
these are
Jedi. You are an absolutist, so there's no way. We're all dark.
I already
We
told
answered
you I was
that
dark.
question. Chad?
What's the question?
Next question.
I'm just kidding.
Is
I'm
it-
probably gonna die at 50 years old.
All right. Next question.
Hold on. No. We are not stopping.
No.
No.
minute and 5.
Absolutely not. It says 45.
What? Oh.
You wrote 45 and you just said 50.
Well, I think originally, I need to look back at it, I was like 45 to 50, somewhere between 40 and 50s you're gonna die, and then like in your 80s you do live a good life, or you can live to like 120 or 110, but you know your life just kind of sucks. You don't really have anything. Which one do you go with? I think the average person's gonna pick the 80s to 90s.
Is it a form of BJJ grooming to have your students?
Oh, good. We're gonna go right into this one. Just
Yeah.
knock them all out.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it a form
No
of
one's watching anymore. We're an hour and
Is
5
it a
minutes.
form of BJJ grooming to have your students call you master or sensei?
Yes,
I don't know if it's grooming, but it's fucking grody for sure.
but from now on I want you to call me master.
You got it.
You
Sensei.
said that very, very, very sketchy.
Yeah, I want you to look in my eyes
Ronnie?
Yes, sensei.
and rub my legs.
Oh,
Yes,
jeez.
sensei.
Dark side accomplished.
Yeah, you just mind tricked me.
I don't necessarily think it's grooming. It has to be a specific. You'd have to. I don't know. It's close though. It is really close, but it's
It's grubby.
it is. When people ask me, it's like, well, so what do I call you? I was like, just call me Ronnie. Hey, you, Coach, whatever.
I think coach is okay.
The only way that I don't find it bad is if it's from a culture.
Right.
If it's a cultural
Yeah,
thing.
probably in Japan it's more
Yeah, but
structured.
But
That's the
you know, I love this because I don't think people realize it. Asian culture is appropriated, and then when you use sensei, you're appropriating it to your terminology of it. There, that's a term of endearment.
It's
So
just
in
a
Jap-
Japanese word that means
Yeah.
teacher, right?
But I also
Yes,
feel
but
like
here it
in
means
America,
like
coach would be equivalent.
Do they call their math teachers sensei? Or is
from
there
what
a
I
different
understand.
word?
Yeah, no, from what I understand, because they call me sensei over there because I'm a teacher and I'm very deeply
It's just
uncomfortable
a
with
completely
it
different
because
thing.
of, you know, American, what we
Right.
think of as that. So here, anytime, no, it's weird. But
Yeah, I think
if
the
it's
equivalent to be
Japan,
coach
yeah, it's
Yeah.
different.
or teacher, a teacher
Professor.
or
Like, they would,
professor.
if you came into like Yoshi's school and they weren't calling you master or sensei, he would probably be deeply offended from his student
Yeah.
not doing it. That you have to let fly.
Sure.
But here, no. It seems
But that's
very
thousands
strange.
of years of culture that's been built up, you
Correct.
know?
Right.
Well, and I also think it's just the difference in essentially like culture. Like I think calling a professor or calling someone a teacher or calling somebody
Mhm.
Coach.
is very normal here. Calling someone master or sensei or is not. So
But we use like surname, like teachers. They don't call me Teacher Karras. They call me Mister.
yeah.
Right.
So it's just formal surnames.
Right.
So I think
Right.
saying in kids class Mr. Hawkins or Mr. Wells,
Yeah.
that's your new thing.
Cool.
Okay.
I can handle that.
And we have been waiting with bated breath for this question after 1 hour of talking.
No one's still watching, so that's good.
Is it disrespectful to tap black belts or instructors?
Yes! Oh, sorry.
My goodness.
All right. So we've been the Hey Show. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Chad
Can't
just
tap me
said
anymore.
Can't tap Chad.
No scoring points on me. No tapping me. No
It's
beating me.
disrespectful.
No talking to me.
I gotta
am
be honest.
Master Hawkins.
I'll teach you.
Oh.
I'll teach you technique once you ascend to a highest level.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And you will call me
I
Master.
don't think that, but I do it. Like sometimes whenever I'm like trying to do, like I can remember when I first started, I would like try to do a move to you, and I'd be like, I can't like actually do this to him. I wouldn't do it like
Pussy.
full force. Yeah, I'm serious. It definitely happened. a few
Click the
times.
end button. We're done. We're
All
done
right.
with this episode.
Peace.
Later.
Welcome to the Hey Show.
Hey,
Alright, this is weird, right?
it is weird. Does feel very weird. It's awkward.
Alright. But we're here.
We're here. Hey, look how much taller I am than ever. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
Oh,
let me.
oh no. My confidence.
All right, so we're going over ADCC,
Yep.
and you and
How's that?
Michael got to experience it in person,
That's right.
and Brandon and I were losers, and we watched it on Full Graphic.
Someone else's flow graphic. Yes.
You didn't steal anybody's account, okay? 100% legal. Somewhat.
Yes. Yeah.
So what do you guys think? What's your guys' thought of ADCC?
Well, first of all, one of the greatest experiences being there live, and that's not to rub it in, but a little bit. It was electric. Everyone there was having the time of their life. The announcers were having the time of their life.
I know.
And just everyone, like from the people that you can tell are like just like know about jiu-jitsu to the hardcore fans, everyone had a blast.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Even watching it from home, it was like the coolest grappling thing I've ever watched.
It was probably the most
by
exciting thing
far,
that
too.
kept me. I just wanted to keep watching.
Yes.
You know, like a lot of times you watch jiu-jitsu, and I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, and it's like, all right, this is the same crap. But like every match had some crazy stuff, and it was
Yes.
nice to watch them moving between what match is really
Do you
exciting.
think it was more about the rule set or the matchups, the bracket, that made it exciting?
Both. I mean, of course, both. I think the rule set of like the guy, even if you're winning by 2, then being like, all right, you're the one that's got to push the
Yeah.
pace now because you're
Yeah.
winning, and that makes sense, you know, like because it is easy sometimes to let off the gas when you're the one winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's kind of what Kanan did in the finals. He just let off the gas until
You know,
he was
I-
down and then
kind
passed
of.
immediately.
he never had his foot on the gas.
Okay, that's fair.
He put it.
He passed
put it
effortlessly when he decided.
for
to.
real low.
So will you look and make sure that's on? Just make sure it doesn't go off. You don't want another incident, is it?
Okay. Yeah,
All right,
it's
it's on.
recording.
All right, keep going.
And
So
that
that's
won't
our.
get cut out.
No, that's in there. She's our producer.
So,
What's your thought, Michael?
The event was amazing. They had the person from Pride do the announcement.
Yeah, that was cool.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Everyone hated it.
There was quite a few people
Really?
that hated
Yes.
it.
and my
A lot of
girlfriend
people
was
on the
laughing
internet
a lot.
hated it
I
too.
know.
I thought it was cool.
It was
I liked
amazing.
Exactly.
It was the greatest thing ever.
I liked
Yeah.
it. It's kind of like the Hall of Fame thing, right? Like I really liked the uniqueness in the beginning. After like the 20th fighter, it was kind of like
Nope,
being a
never
little-
felt that. That was a roller coaster that the only time that roller coaster dropped is when she went away and then my sunshine left and I had no idea it was a woman. At first I thought it was a D. Snyder looking motherfucker, but no, this is this like Japanese version of Betty White, just going ham on these names.
Oh, I know.
She does
Loved
go
it.
ham, man.
Her voice has got to be out of this world.
That was the one thing we kept saying about one. Is like go get the Pride person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they got the Pride person, and then everyone hated
And
it.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Those people were wrong.
Yeah, they were wrong.
There's two people in there. People that loved it and people that were wrong.
And I think the event itself, I think that, because I didn't know this, but we heard it from the bougie people behind us that was connected to everyone and whatnot. Every year, they do a different creator or somebody that puts on the event.
Oh,
It's
really?
not made.
Every 2 years?
Yeah, Mo. Yeah,
So
it's
it's not
not
gonna be
Mo
Mo next
every time.
Okay.
Which
Really?
I was pretty shocked at that, but they said that they actually split. That's why it's in different locations and whatever. But and then he also got out in front of this is not run by Abu Dhabi because of all the negative stuff with that. But he needs to run it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
he
good
needs
luck
to
living
run
up
it.
to this
I
one.
mean, he
you know?
needs to run it. Me and Ronnie both agree. Day one was amazing.
Amazing.
Like you can't beat that. Day one is amazing. Day two is rough
It got
because
a
of
little
that, because of the Hall of Fame
Hall of
and all
Fame.
this thing. And then they go to one mat, and then all of the championship, which I understand it really means a lot. They bogged down in those championship matches, and it was a little bit slower of a pace
They were
and stuff
slow
like
paced,
that.
absolutely.
So
Well, they went to
20 minutes.
20 minutes
For the gold, right?
and then individual matches, basically.
Yeah.
it's a lot of, like I'm sure we'll get into the Kanan match, but there's a lot of lemon booty too. Like all of a sudden somebody's up by 2 points. They're like, whoa, what do I do here? I just hang on here. And then that was the pace was just so much different
Yeah.
than the day one. Day one, everyone was just going for it.
Going hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
that
can
was
see that
amazing.
definitely.
Yeah.
But besides Gordon day 2 comes out with 13-second submission. You know, just
It's the only
Casual,
only match we
easy.
missed.
only match. Yeah, we
Yep.
missed that one. We were running late. The cool thing about all those matches too, and the reason why day 1 was a little more exciting is you just there's so many possibilities, and then when day 2 is like, okay, you know who's gonna go, you know what the matchups are, you kind of have an idea going in. It's like, oh, I know who's gonna win this one because you know how their matchup style. It might be there's some that were close, but there were some that were like, oh, that's a blowout.
100%.
That's a blowout.
I could see that in the beginning for sure.
Yeah.
So
One thing, like the bracketing, when they put out the bracketing, me and Michael both looked and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." They have so many what we thought were going to be finals matches going first round.
Yeah.
That was weird. So I don't know. I thought the bracketing was weird.
I think the hardest part too is when they have to bracket ADCC, they have to bracket teammates together.
Yeah. There were some
Teammates
first
have
round
to be
teammates.
together.
Hanger and
Well, they all have to be on the same block.
Oh,
That's
I didn't
why
know that.
Gordon and his student had to fight. That's why all the Atos guys had to fight, or at least fight within the first 2 rounds, so that no teammates are in the semis or the finals.
I didn't know that.
So
I kinda
that's
like
kind of why I like that too. There's no chance
Yeah,
of
that
meeting your
makes sense.
teammates in the final unless it was just, there's no chance because you have to fight each other out.
Well, at that
So-
point, would have been better to just only make sure one person from each team was in it.
Yeah, kind of, or 2 at max. I mean, I don't know, I
Yeah.
mean, 3 kind of killed Atos, I think, because
Yeah.
all 3 were decent, and
Yeah.
Tyra Till going out first round over Hinger, I think, was horrible.
It was crazy.
I don't even know how that happened unless Ty just didn't want to go
Hanger
hard on him.
really good.
Yeah, Hinger
Yeah, he
came
looked
and
really
played.
good.
Really?
He looked
Yeah.
good. I don't know.
Ty, but you could look better than Ty on the second day.
No,
It's
Ty-
Marigali.
I actually think that Ty almost should have got the decision over Marigali.
I think that was the best match.
And I'm a big Marigali fan. I
What?
just think at the end of it, Ty was like pushing the
He was
pace.
pushing the pace, but they at least stayed in line. Like I knew who was going to win it at the end of it because it was like I knew what their criteria
Yeah.
was. Basically, who did the most work in that last
I
5
think
minutes.
Ty would have beat Yuri in the finals. I think
It's
Marigali.
possible.
I think Marigali was tired, and I
Yeah.
think that's the only reason
Marigali
that
was
he struggled
tired.
with. Because after he looked at the
Give him credit too. He got third in his bracket, and then he went and did that.
Yeah,
he
no,
went out the
100%.
first day.
right, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I agree, but I'm just saying Ty takes out Pena. Ty goes against Marigali to the end. Like I'm really impressed with his performance.
Yeah, it looked good.
I think that was the best.
I mean,
match.
how cool would it have been if Ty won the Open and his brother won the division?
Yeah.
I
Pretty
mean,
nuts.
that would have been crazy.
They would have
Yeah.
hated that though. I mean, because then he goes against Gordon, and Gordon just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
for sure.
destroys it.
Unless
okay.
Ty gets on those non-supplements that his team uses, and then he's 250 when he fights Gordon in 2 years.
I think one of the craziest things that I watched was how Gordon actually tried. Like you could tell he
In
was,
Victor Hugo's match?
he legit was just like, oh, I gotta get this out quick.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, that is scary.
Yeah.
Because everyone's playing for second.
Yeah, and you think about it, like, they're not bums. Like I was saying this the other day.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the nuts.
if Gordon or any of those guys came in here, they're gonna toy with almost everybody in here easily,
Yes.
right? But out there, that's the best of the best, and he's not even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, he's like a couple levels
I
above
mean-
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and there's still people out there hating, like, well, you didn't do it in the gi. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is the biggest thing ever, the highest paid, the coolest BJJ event. It's taking jiu-jitsu to the next level. Whether it's gi or no gi, everyone should be excited for the future of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think so. ADCC is the next best thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're almost out of time.
So let's
we
go
can talk about the
through-
best topic of the night.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm the winner. Is it still going?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We need
can
that
get
part.
this part out.
I won by a lot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Do you
whoa,
remember
whoa,
what the
whoa,
final was?
whoa, whoa,
What
whoa.
was it?
Brandon scored at the end. He was actually pretty close.
Whoa.
There's
Yeah,
no half?
Whoa!
yeah, Brandon
Four
actually
to
scored.
4 to 13?
No, I think it was like
He had
10 to
Where did he get
10
10
to
from?
7.
Dang.
Dude, he
He had
scored
7.
huge with Marigali, and then he scored huge with
Marigali got a point for him.
shoot, what was the other one? Well, he got 2 points.
He's lying.
2 divisions.
Okay, 2 points.
And then he won the one I lost. Kate.
That's right.
Yeah, Cade.
Cade.
So that's 5.
Yeah, and then he scored up. Do I have to get the thing
Yeah,
out
I
right
didn't
now?
see it.
Okay,
What
so
was
it's
my
7.
What
It's
was
10-7.
I thought it was
2-2.
13.
I think you're just
I got
making
Kanan.
up. You had Dan in the absolute.
Yeah, I know.
Scored
Kanan,
0. Yeah.
Gordon, Amy, that's 9.
Okay.
And then Dante's 10.
Okay.
You might be
Nope.
be it, but is there another?
Did I say 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you count 10
I
here?
got 13. I don't know where I got 13 from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Magically.
Yeah,
Magically.
Magically.
Now, Chad's now going to take credit for Amy, and you can go back and watch on the end of this episode where he literally goes, I guess I'll take Amy.
Hey, I was just poker facing you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I knew Amy was the best. Go Amy.
Yeah.
so the
She
best
did
part,
great,
the
though.
best
She
part
shocked
of
all of us.
being there live was me and Ronnie visually rooting for these people and rooting for your people to lose.
Oh,
And
I
then-
got Gabriel Souza. That's 11. Hey,
Okay.
hold on.
So the other part of that is, and let's just get to it. My gosh, if you want to build ADCC to like this, there were some people there that took souls from that event.
Yeah.
Wagner was one.
Yeah.
No, the entire crowd. This is a pro Wagner crowd. They were booing like crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they hated all of those matches.
Yeah.
I mean, he kicked the guy in the face.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
leg locked the
Wow,
guy that had a
man,
taped
by
up foot. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah.
The first match with Isaac, I think the 2 decisions that were questionable was Cole and Isaac. I think those were the 2 that people were
And
booing
Dante.
loudest.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think
not
the decision was as bad. I think the way that they handled it
Correct.
was really bad.
Yeah,
I mean, from my point of view,
Yeah.
it's like I'm a good wrestler. I'm gonna make it into the overtime. I'm gonna take this dude down.
Mhm.
Well, then at the 6-second mark, you don't really get time to take anyone
Yeah.
down when
It's
you're
kinda-
losing now.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really shady. I mean, I agree with the decision, but I think as a ref in a professional organization, if you're gonna make that choice, it's got to be in 10 seconds. It's got to be pulled back, especially when there's a minute left.
That was the big thing that me and Ronnie caught on quick is the points are pretty iffy.
Yeah.
They're pretty subjective by the whatever ref you have. Like everyone got mad at the ref that kept calling stalling like so quickly. But I mean, he was booed by the crowd. The crowd was just like booing the entire match.
That's cool how involved the crowd was.
Oh yeah, it was great. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's a couple weird decisions, but there were certain groups of people that were there for anti-jiu-jitsu, and it just stymied up some of the matches. And it was
anti-jiu-jitsu,
bad. It was bad.
All right, well, we're gonna get kids.
Hold on a second, we gotta say
Hold
Chad
on. Can
won.
you tell your
Now-
students outside that you'll be right out there, but don't let them in.
Now Chad won. And Chad then thought that he got to pick all of our punishments. or
Not
something.
all,
I
just
don't
one.
know.
The worst
Anyways, no one's ever said any of this. So I lost because I'm lazy. I don't want to count up the submissions. So I'm doing.
Frank Jones, I probably would have won on
That
submission.
was also true. And so I'm definitely the loser. So I picked the Super Mario Challenge. So I'll be playing Mario for
Oh yeah.
2 hours, which I gotta figure out how to like record that. But anyways, that will be my punishment. We will be shooting very soon. And at one point, I felt bad when Chad's gonna lose because he's a poor winner and a poor loser. Now I care zero. I am going to eviscerate you in this shooting challenge, and I am going to hope and pray to God that Brandon
Turn. How about
and Ronnie somehow beat me.
What?
that? He's going after you, man. He's calling you
Angry.
Yeah.
Why?
He's calling you.
It put a damper.
Why?
It put a damper on my ADCC. Looking at the chat and going, "Hey, I chose Amy. Yeah, I knew she was gonna win." that literally made me want to throw my phone and break it while I was at the event, and I was just like,
You guys created the game. I just played by the rules.
"Yep."
So you're mad at yourself.
We're very excited. These challenges are gonna get better. Is what we're saying.
It's gonna be good.
We're gonna stab each other.
Just right into it, apparently. Just going right to
Any
stab.
closing thoughts?
That's it.
I did get to hear them chant "Twist His Dick," which
Yeah,
is
that
always
was good.
good. Yep.
You guys,
What an
Did you,
exciting
did
moment.
you guys get to hear that on that
No,
side?
no,
The
missed that.
Craig
That was
Jones Durante match.
Uh-oh.
And it was real silent, and they started yelling, "Twist his dick, twist his dick, twist his dick." It was great. Even the English guys would go, "Yeah, twist his dick, Mike."
All right, well, that's a good ending.
All right.
That's a good one. All right, thank you guys
See
for
you guys.